Auburn Blitz is now on the air. Your daily look into what's happening in Auburn athletics. With your host, Andy Graham, Brett Pritchard, Randy Lee, War Eagle.
Hello, everybody, and good Monday to you out there, and welcome into the Auburn Blitz, brought to you by Mortgage Pro, there at McKinley Team, Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin, Russell Do It Center, and Building Supply Stores, and J.E. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. We appreciate them being our partners here and bringing you the show each and every day here, Monday through Friday. Brett and David here with you for your lunch hour, and we're glad that you've joined us. Got a lot to get to, but obviously we're going to start where most of the nation eyeballs are or have been over the last couple of days toward the tragedy right here in our backyard in Dadeville, Alabama, with just a senseless mass shooting at a birthday party, David. And again, here at Sports Blitz, I've been doing this show for 17 years. And Dadeville is a primary community for us as far as who we cover and what we do, and so many kids, that we've covered over the years, Phil Dowdell being one of them, and just what he was able to accomplish in high school and his bright future cut down by a senseless act of violence on Saturday, and and the rest that their lives were taken, and the people that were injured, and just the mass chaos that was created by this. And they're still trying to get to the bottom of all of it, and that's up to the law enforcement and investigators. But our hearts go out, and our thoughts and prayers continue with the ones that are still fighting for their lives right now, and to the families of the ones that lost a loved one. It's just, there's no words in a moment like this. And I went to Benjamin Russell High School this morning. I also serve as a board member here in Alexander City, so I wanted to make sure I was there in support of our kids, because we live in Tallapoosa County, and all these kids know each other. And there were Alex City kids at that party, and kids from everywhere, not just in Tallapoosa County, but from all over. And it was supposed to be a time of celebration for that young lady, and it ended in horror. And we see it way too often now, but this one hits really close to us here at Auburn Blitz and Sports Blitz, and we just wanted to take a little time to talk about it this afternoon.
It's unbelievable, Brett. We live in Jackson's Gap, but I'm within walking distance of the Dadeville city limit. We go to church in Dadeville,
right,
and support Dadeville athletics and the school. We had a wonderful prayer vigil yesterday afternoon at 5 o'clock. The parking lot for First Baptist Church in Dadeville was a solid sea of people from all walks of life.
Yeah, I saw
Several
the pictures.
of the ministers from the different churches spoke and prayed. And same for Alex City. You've lived in Alex City your whole life. Dadeville is like small town America. Everybody gets along, loves one another, lives peaceably. And then this just proves that evil and horror can happen anywhere in our country at any time. But when it strikes, I told my pastor, Ben Hayes, I said, man, it's too bad that you're famous for all the wrong reasons. I mean, BBC and Associated Press and CNN and all of them.
For all the wrong reasons.
Yeah, for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
But he's done a great job. He was at the hospital, and
right.
Coach Michael Taylor, who has been coaching Phil since he was little. Pastor Ben that I met yesterday, who had also coached Phil Dowdell. But, they've come out with the 4 victims so far, and,
sure.
and afraid there may be more.
Right.
And we'll let law enforcement, a lot of people have jumped to conclusions. We'll let law enforcement figure this out, and they will.
Oh, yeah, of course.
And for these families, just we're a God-fearing community and a prayer community. So let's just continue to lift these families up in prayer, and our first responders. We have 2 first responders in our church that were in the building Saturday night.
Yeah, not a
horrific
Sure,
Yeah.
absolutely. Again, I know this touches a lot of people that watch this show, and again, we're here in support. Anything we can do,
Yeah, absolutely.
we would want to let you know that we're here. It is again in this world we live in, and I'm not going to turn this into a platform today because I don't think it's the time or place. But it's and we'll dive into that maybe on another platform on another day. But it's people and it's ill will that creates the situation, not the weapon. And I know there's a lot of things every single time this happens across this country. You get sides pointing at one another as far as pro-gun or anti-gun and all that. At the end of the day, this was ill intent by some individuals, and obviously they didn't care who was in the middle or what the motive was or whatever. They were gonna. They had already had their mind made up, and that's a sad deal. And we got to continue to educate, and I think we need to get back to the roots of what this country was founded on. And like you said, we see national news and we see big cities and things that we feel a little bit removed from. We think, well, that's not gonna. Anything like that could ever happen around here, and then when it does, it kind of wakes you up to it. So, but anyway, if you got some comments or some things you'd like to push along to the people of the city of Dadeville and the surrounding communities, you can comment on Facebook. Got some comments coming in. Brent just said, just very heartbreaking. Praying for everyone involved. And, I did want to take this first segment to kind of talk a little bit about this, and then we'll move into Auburn talk because this is an Auburn show. Phil Dowdell was a very talented football player and athlete, track, and you got the chance to call him some this year on the broadcast for Dadeville here, that the local TV station WXC carried those games, and I know Caleb got to see him, and just part of a phenomenal football team. A lot of great players on that team, and he had signed a scholarship to go on and play at Jacksonville State, and they were getting a great player. And I saw a statement come out from Rich Rodriguez saying that how heartbroken they are to lose one of their recruits, one of their players that was going to be joining their team here in a few months. I mean, just a few months away from taking that next step, the next chapter in his life. And again, it just sometimes we just scratch our head and try to figure it out, and it makes no sense. But again, the kid from everybody that I've talked to and the words is just, he's exactly who you would want to emulate. He's the on and off the field, just the way he handled himself. And Jacksonville State just couldn't say enough good things about what a great player they were getting in Phil Dowdell, not just a player, but a person to join their team. And so you saw him up close and personal on the field, and he was a very talented player.
Caleb put a video on Facebook of that catch that he made, and Caleb and Chris said, wasn't a game went by where we just didn't see Phil Dowdell do something that we're just scratching our heads. And the other thing, Brett, he was the defending 3A 100-meter champion, getting ready to defend his championship again, and will not get the opportunity to do that. His uncle put a great post on Facebook about nothing athletic, but what a great young man he was.
Right.
And it's just, you see special players. I know you've seen him on the basketball court.
Oh, absolutely.
Too, against
Called him 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
So.
Just tragic, and it was his little sister's birthday party, and Mom, was there, and just an awful, to see a life like that just beginning. And he would have done great things at Jacksonville State. I mean, it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, again, that there's nothing really, no words, and everybody basically is saying the same thing because there's nothing else you can say. But all the other victims, and then the people that are still fighting, David, as we walk in here today, you still got people in the hospital that are in critical condition trying to fight for their life. And, we hope and pray that they can pull through. And and then get to the bottom of all this. Like you said, the law enforcement, we haven't heard anything really substantial officially from any type of law enforcement, from AHSAA or anything like that. We had a press conference yesterday, at 5 o'clock. There really wasn't much to it. Nothing was really said of any substance. So I'm sure waiting to hear maybe something today in more detail, if they're ready to give out more details. So I know it's a fluid situation.
Hopefully today. And here's the other thing, Brett, we have to remember. I know, and I have some friends in Dadeville that are just, why can't we? Look, this was a horrific event that has taken, you can't get anywhere near the square in Dadeville right now. I mean, they've got the whole thing blocked off.
Sure.
The police department has their tent, their headquarters right out there in front of Zazu's.
Right.
And this thing is so complex that it's just taking them time. We have to trust our law enforcement. And believe me, at the moment when they know exactly what they need to say, they'll say it. And we're just going to have to be patient. And it's hard because everybody wants to know right now.
Well, everybody just wants to make sure that the environment's safe. I mean, when people leave a scene like that and nobody, and again, we hear that they've got them in custody now, maybe. Nothing official has come out, so we don't know. It could be speculation. But at the end of the day, I think people just want to know that their communities return back to some type of safety. And that's what they're waiting on. They're waiting on that information. And I know they've come out and said there's no more threat, but in your mind as a community member, you can say it, but until you know for certain somebody's been apprehended, that doesn't do a lot for you.
That's exactly right.
Just getting started here. We'll take a break, come back, more Auburn Blitz right after this.
The interstate is backed up this morning due to an accident.
So you don't like sitting still on the interstate? Get the free Algo traffic app. With Algo, you'll have the information you need to avoid problems on your route, to work, to home, to the beach. Traffic backups, wrecks, lane closures, all with current info and live traffic camera feeds. Know before you go with Algo Traffic, ALGO Traffic from the Alabama Department of Transportation. Get it today and arrive on time.
Lake Martin Garage, located on Highway 280 in Jackson's Gap, has been serving our area since 1993. From routine maintenance such as oil changes, tune-ups, and rotating and balancing your tires, to transmission and engine repair, our trained and certified mechanics will get you back on the road better than before. Need a tow? With a 24-hour, 7-day-a-week towing service, Lake Martin Garage has local and long-range pickup. Trust your vehicle needs to the professionals at Lake Martin Garage. Call 256-825-6139, or better yet, stop in and see them today. Lake Martin Garage.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin, comfort for life.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
Don't be caught in a dirty vehicle. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing will have your vehicle or boat looking like brand new in no time, and you'll be back driving in style. They specialize in detailing, paint correction, gel coat restoration, and ceramic coating. Take it to the professionals at Lake Martin Mobile Detailing. Call them today at 256-794-2328 or stop by and see them at 702 McCarty Road in Dadeville. Mention this ad and receive $10 off. Lake Martin Mobile Detailing for your cleanest vehicles around.
Lee Apparel is your go-to vendor for screen printed and embroidered apparel and promotional products. We print and embroider free custom-made graphics or outsourced designs on everything from t-shirts, headwear, corporate wear, team sportswear, high-end safety apparel, and promotional products. At Lee Apparel, you can always expect quick turnaround time, competitive pricing, friendly customer service, and free in-hands delivery on all orders. Visit us at leeapparel.com to get started.
SCAG, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that SCAG means productivity and reliability. Every SCAG mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. SCAG.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. 45 minutes left in today's show. Brett and David here with you. Give us a call, 256-234-6221, if you'd like to jump on. You got a comment, a question, something you'd like to add. You can comment on Facebook Live, of course, as many of you do throughout the program. We'll take those comments as we go along. Auburn baseball on the diamond against Alabama. Started off great, 8-4 win. It really it was 8-0, and Auburn became Auburn in the ninth inning, and it was bases loaded, giving up 4 runs, and you got the tying run at the plate, and you're sitting there going, man, one swing, the thing's tied. You know, David, you're up 8-0, you get the first out. So it's 8-0 with 1 out.
Yeah.
And then you just fall apart. And then you hit a guy, and you walk, and you hit a guy, and you just – unexplainable. So you hang on and win that game, and then you come back, and the fear was that what would we have left pitching? Well, the pitching didn't really give – the pitching only gave up 4 runs on Saturday and gave up 6 on Sunday. But on offense failed Auburn this time. Only 2 runs on Saturday and 1 run on Sunday. Now, the 1 inning on Saturday cost Auburn. That 3-run walk fest, you know, Auburn just finds a way to have a walk fest or the hit batters, and then on Sunday they jumped up 1-0, and it was in the 5th inning, and you felt like, hey, you know, try to get 2 out of 3 out of this thing, get out of it. Couldn't do it. So Auburn's 5-10 now in the league, and they're teeter-tottering, David, with the schedule, the remaining schedule left on possibly being one of the bottom dwellers. Now, I mean, Mississippi State and Ole Miss are down there, and Auburn has those 2 series left. You know, Mississippi State comes in this coming weekend, and they'll have Ole Miss on the road in a few weeks. But the remaining opponents, SEC-wise, David, are Mississippi State in this order, South Carolina on the road, home for LSU, who's the number 1 team in the country, by the way. South Carolina, number 6 team in the country. At Ole Miss, and then Missouri at home to close it out. This was a series Auburn needed to win, and they let it get away from them.
We did, and like you said off the air before we came back, you know, our bats have been hot most of the season, and bats let us down this weekend. But, you know, we get 7 innings out of Vail Friday, which you and I talked about this on the show last week. You know, we're getting 3 innings, maybe 4 out of our starter. We get 7 out of Vail. We get 5 out of our starter, Herbert Holtz, yesterday. And need to win both those games, and we just didn't. It's very frustrating. And, you know, I told you on the text, just thinking, you know, strategy-wise, from a pitcher's mindset, if they're going to squeeze that strike zone like that.
Yeah, Jason was on here talking about it Friday.
You're going to have to change speeds.
Yep.
and work up and down the strike zone. And try not to work so much the corners. Because I've never seen the like of hit batsmen. I mean, I know guys are crowding the plate, but it's just frustrating. And it's frustrating for Butch and Coach Rock too. I don't know. You just hope these kids somebody will wake up and perform down this. Now I think we can win the Missouri series, Ole Miss and Mississippi State. That's 3 series that we should win. LSU at home, South Carolina on the road. Good luck, both of those.
If you can get one game there, you've done something.
Yeah. So just keep fighting, boys.
And I know we talk about on the road, you want to get one game. You don't want to get swept. But when there's certain series that you go in going, one game isn't the goal. To win the series is the goal.
And this weekend
was that.
That's right.
And I think Auburn was in position not only to win the series, but to sweep the daggum thing. I know they lost the series 2 games to 1, but at the end of the day, I mean, you look at the mental collapses in certain, situations and obviously not taking advantage of situations when they had it. But but then you can also look at it as, man, they escaped and didn't get swept because they looked like if they'd had to play one more inning on Friday night, they probably would have lost that one too.
Yeah, it was one of the highlights. Chris Stewart is an old friend of mine, and Chris and I go way back to when he was a middle school student in Fairfield. But he made the comment, Bobby Pierce's home run. Right. He said, "I've never seen a ball go over that scoreboard." Right. He said, "I've seen a bunch of them hit it, but I ain't never seen one go over the scoreboard." He said that was unbelievable. And it was interesting. It was interesting, Brett, to hear Chris, because Andy and Brad are homers.
Chris is a great announcer.
But he had to be neutral, kind of, because the game was on the ESPN app. He couldn't do the Bammer Homer thing. But Chris worked with Butch when Butch was at Birmingham Southern.
Chris is a great.
He is.
He's a great.
He
announcer.
absolutely is.
I mean, he just does a phenomenal job.
He does.
Ty says that he thinks Butch made a mistake by letting Tim Hudson get away. I mean, one of the first thoughts in my mind was this weekend about the lack of Tim Hudson on this roster or this coaching staff now. He said he's looking at the NCAA tournament projections in baseball. Don't see Auburn in any of them. Again, a lot of baseball left to be played. Auburn's 5-10. They need to win series. They need to figure out a way. They're not out of this thing by no stretch, but it better turn around Saturday. This weekend. Yeah. It better start with Mississippi State. Mississippi State is going to be a tough opponent. Doesn't matter what their record is. At the end of the day, they're at home. They're struggling this year. You better take advantage of it.
Brett, there's no question. And did you see I may have to put this on my bucket list. Did you see the crowd for that Mississippi State Ole Miss series?
I did not.
16,000 people out there. People on top of one another. That was unbelievable.
Well, they're rabid over there about it.
Even
though their 2 teams are down in the dumps. Yeah. So up against another break. Stay tuned. More Auburn Blitz right after this.
Hi, this is Brian Bice with Bice Motors. With our all-star lineup of Dodge trucks, Jeep, SUVs, and Chrysler cars, we offer the area team dedicated to making your next vehicle purchase a positive experience. Our sales team offers competitive pricing, and we back up all sales with a service department second to none. Bice Motors also offers the area's best selection of pre-owned vehicles. Visit Bice Motors at 2133 Cherokee Road in Alexander City.
Guaranteed lowest price. Buy it at Bice Motors.
Heritage South Credit Union in Alexander City is your community credit union, and they have been for over 80 years. Heritage South Credit Union proudly serves Tallapoosa, Coosa, Lee, Chambers, Randolph, and Chilton counties. From checking to business accounts, to share savings to club accounts, to their kids club and investments. Visit them online at myhscu.com. Heritage South Credit Union, your community credit union for 80 years. Federally insured by NCUA.
When you need an automotive hero, you got to call S&S Discount Tire Pros. With locations in Alexander City and Dayville, we are here to serve you today. From quick services like oil changes and tire rotations to in-depth automotive repairs such as suspensions, brakes, and tune-ups, S&S can take care of all your tire needs. You just have to focus on what's important and love the drive. Call S&S Discount Tire Pros today. We are automotive heroes, and we are here to serve you.
Whether it's Lake Martin, Lay Lake, or Logan Martin, boaters from all over the state of Alabama come to Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama, because it's worth the drive. With the best deals on unbeatable Suzuki outboards, Manitou and Landau tri-tunes, and a great pre-owned inventory while they last. Alex City Marine is the pros the locals know. And no matter where you're from, when you're here, you're local to us. Alex City Marine, just off Highway 280 in Alexander City, Alabama. AlexCityMarine.com.
Country Clipper zero-turn mowers are designed for comfort, accessibility, and ease of use. Only Country Clipper offers your choice of steering options with industry-exclusive joystick steering or twin lever steering. Their patented stand-up deck, standard on every model, allows for quick access to the underside of the deck for routine maintenance. With a wide front step and optional handrail, getting on or off your mower has never been easier. Stop by Fun Carts of Opelika today for a test drive. Country Clipper mowers, designed for you. Fun Carts of Opelika, located at 618 Lee Road, 113 in Opelika, Alabama.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Continental Roofing is your local roofer. If you think you have roof damage, call Continental Roofing for a free inspection and let us provide all the paperwork necessary to open your insurance claim. We work very well with all insurance companies, but we work for you. Your interests come first. You have assurance that Continental will install a quality roof at a fair price. In the unlikely case that you have a warranty issue, you can have the peace of mind knowing that Continental Roofing is your local roofer.
No monthly payments for 90 days at Glenn Smith Buick GMC in Opelika. New GMC Sierra Crew Cabs discounted up to $10,000 off. New GMC Terrains up to $5,250 off. And new Buick Encore GX up to $4,750 off. Shop online anytime at glennsmith.com. That's GLYNN Smith.com.
We have over 200 new and used vehicles on the ground or on the way. Get ready to smile.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Halfway through today's program, we'd love to hear from you out there. Our program brought to you by Mortgage Pro there at McKinley Team, saving people thousands of dollars each and every day on their financing of their house or refinancing, helping you try to find a lower interest rate to save you thousands of dollars. Big Fish Real Estate Group at Lake Martin with a superb team of real estate agents to help you find the perfect piece of property. Whatever it is that you're looking for, somewhere in a city, somewhere out in the country, somewhere on the coast, they can help you out. Check out Big Fish Real Estate Group. Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply Stores, 10 locations throughout central Alabama. For all your home improvement needs, all your home improvement products, building supplies, you name it, they've got it. Make sure you check out one of their 10 great locations. J.A. Smith Construction, both residential and commercial. They do a tremendous job. No job too big, too small for them. Make sure you give them a call. They will take care of all your construction needs.
Brett, we got a call.
Okay, let's go to the phone lines. Caller, go ahead. You're on the Auburn Blitz.
Hello, Dave and Brett. How you guys doing today?
Hey, Jerry.
Good, Jerry. How are you, buddy?
Good. Doing good. I'm just, along with what you opened up your show with, I'm real sad about the situation there in Dayton. And I know with a loss of life, especially with a young one that dies way too early, the unexpectedly and so forth, is just the ripple effect from that through family members and friends and loved ones just goes on, and it's really, really hard to just know from personal situations. But our thoughts and prayers certainly go out to the family members and so forth, and the community as a whole. And I have a comment and a question concerning baseball. My comment being, watching Auburn, I don't know, probably 3 weekends ago. I'm trying to think, it may have been A&M that they were playing, but irregardless, no, it wasn't A&M. Arkansas, perhaps. But anyway, I was just noticing with their pitching, I always look at the feet and their wind-up and everything, delivery, and I couldn't believe what I was seeing sometimes on our pitchers, and it was just about pretty consistent with the just watching their feet on their follow-through and everything. They were all over the place. It's no wonder that they couldn't throw strikes, couldn't be consistent with it, and I just couldn't figure out why I kept seeing the same thing over and over, that you got to be willing to bring it to the strike zone. And if I think Greg Olson was on the telecast there, and he brought up that sooner or later you got to be willing to bring it into the strike zone. And if you don't, and like David said, change the speeds, change the location, because you got to pound the strike zone. And that's pretty much my comment on that. And my question being, what actually did happen to Tim Hudson, and what's that situation? And I'll hang up and listen to y'all's comments. Thank you for taking my call. War Eagle as always.
Thank you, Jerry. Appreciate it. With Tim Hudson, it was a decision for him. His kid playing baseball now, and so I think he wanted to step away and spend more time with his kid. I don't think it was any disgruntledness or anything like that. He's still big in part of the as far as involved with the program and all, but he just decided that, he's a volunteer coach anyway.
Wasn't making a salary.
Yeah, well, he was, but he didn't need a salary.
Not that he doesn't need the money.
Yeah, right.
No,
I don't think he's hurting.
No,
but he was there. That just showed you that. But yeah, it is a big loss, though. I mean, like Ty said, it is a big loss. You lose somebody the caliber of Tim Hudson, one of the best pitchers that ever pitched at Auburn, then went to the major leagues and had a tremendous career, and you get him back as a quote-unquote volunteer coach. Daggum, talking about hitting the lottery.
Absolutely.
But, you got to respect his decision to go spend time. Trust me, those days go by fast. You blink and your times with your kids are gone. So I don't blame him for doing that and trying to spend some extra time with his son there that's playing baseball. But some good points there. As far as what Jerry was saying, you got to adapt as a player. No different in basketball. You get into the flow of a game early. You try to gauge the officials on how they're calling the game. Mm-hmm. And you hope they stay consistent, whether they're calling really touchy fouls or whether they're letting people play. Mm-hmm. Now, what screws people up is when they change in the middle of the game. Mm-hmm. They're calling it, they're letting you play hard, mm-hmm. and then all of a sudden they call every little tic-tac thing in the second half.
Yeah.
You try to adjust to how the officials – you got to adjust to an umpire strike mm-hmm. zone if you're a pitcher.
Yeah.
It may not be like you like it, but that's how he's calling it. You got to figure it out.
But to Jerry's point, though, Brett, and that it's a good point, because most people aren't watching what Jerry watches.
No, they're just watching.
But here's the thing:
right.
From the waist down, it doesn't matter what you're having to adjust. That's got to remain the same.
Right.
And that's muscle memory and technique and fundamentals. You adjust from your release point and different things above the waist and the confidence level.
There's a reason you do things repetitively in the same motion to take out error.
Yeah.
If you pitch one, if you got one motion for this pitch, you got another for this. You do things consistently mm-hmm. to try to eliminate any type of error or any type of, getting off track a little bit mm-hmm. to make it easier on you. It's already tough enough to pitch anyway.
That's right. And here's the other thing, Brett. If you can't throw your breaking ball for a strike,
right,
and they're squeezing this strike zone, you're screwed. Now, that's why I made the point about changing speeds and changing location up and down, because it's obviously not working for us side to side.
No doubt about it. A couple more minutes left in this segment. We'll talk about softball for a minute. They're getting it done. Matty Penna just continues to be one of the top pitchers in the country. Auburn wins 2 out of 3 against LSU, who was ranked in the top 15. At some point in time, Auburn needs to be ranked. I think they're 32-10 or 32-11 on the season. This is a team, like I told you, if you look at the series left, got a chance to get to 40 wins here before the season's over, host a regional, and then, at that point, let the chips fall where they may, man. I mean, this team behind Matty Penta, just kind of like Alabama with Montana Fouts. I mean, Oklahoma's shown it over the years, too. In softball, it only takes one.
That's right. Matty the Machine Penta.
That's right.
I mean, what can you say?
Right, so they're getting it done right now. Also, recruiting news. We come back. I know a lot of you are interested in transfer portal stuff. Lord, we spent an hour Saturday on talking about transfer portal. I feel like I'm in a portal. And then basketball-wise, we'll talk about the decommitment and the possibilities of who might replace Peyton Marshall when he decommitted this past weekend. Stay tuned. More of the Auburn Blitz right after this.
J.A. Smith Construction, with 19 years experience, is your trusted choice for construction. Site clearing and grading for new home construction, basement excavation, concrete paving, storm drain installation, fish ponds, and slough dredging. No job is too big or too small. Call Alexander at J.A. Smith Construction at 334-531-0199 or email asmith@jasmithconstruct.com. J.A. Smith Construction, your trusted choice for construction.
Grain and Leaf, located at 6068 Highway 63 South, is Lake Martin's premier boutique-style bottle shop with a unique array of sophistication for everyone. Appropriately named for its exclusive selection of top spirits, wine, and craft beer, Grain and Leaf also has a number of fine cigars for you to choose from. They also carry the full line of Hornsby Farms assorted jellies and pottery. Open 10 to 7 Monday through Saturday and noon to 5 on Sundays, Grain and Leaf is your premier shop in the Lake Martin area.
LNG Ad Agency is the go-to vendor for all your digital and print marketing needs. We have in-house production for all projects, including graphic design, web design, social media marketing, videography, and print marketing. Our video production is up to industry standard with modern 4K cameras and drone capabilities. We pride ourselves in client-committed relationships, and every project is personalized to your needs. Visit lngadagency.com for a free quote today. Let us tell your story.
EnviroCare is the standard in East Central Alabama for all your pest control and termite needs. EnviroCare exclusively offers Centricon termite colony elimination system that is the industry's most effective termite control to protect your home year-round. The EnviroCare team's service is also the standard for our customers. From eliminating home pests to superior termite control, nobody cares like EnviroCare, serving Lake Martin and East Central Alabama. Folks around these parts have known for a long time that Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is your #1 stop for automotive service and repair. At Walls Tire, you'll always find quality service at a fair price on everything from AC, name brand tires, big or small repairs, routine maintenance, towing, and more. When your car or truck needs to run right, there's one place in the area to go, conveniently located and easy to find. Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
The Eric McKinley team at Mortgage Pro in Alexander City is the perfect lender for all your mortgage needs. Property values have increased and interest rates have never been so low. So if you haven't looked at refinancing your house in the last 6 to 12 months, Mortgage Pro is here to help you take advantage of that. Our team is closing loans in 15 days or less, so give us a call at 256-397-0248 and let our team go to work for you today.
For more than 40 years, Ingram Equipment Company has helped companies, towns, and cities with their dirtiest, most challenging jobs by providing the very best equipment and by helping them keep in tip-top working condition. IEC represents leading manufacturers such as Heil garbage truck bodies, Timco sweepers, Step pothole patchers, and many more. We proudly support all athletes and teams that compete across the state and wish them good luck this year. Ingram Equipment Company, ingramequipment.net.
WF Cabinetry in Alex City has immediate openings for first and second shift production roles in addition to immediate openings for Class A CDL drivers with the ability to be at home weekly. We are ready for you to join our family and grow with us. Prior cabinet experience is always welcome. Second shift offers a flexible 10-hour, 4-day work schedule, giving you a great work-life balance right here at home. WF Cabinetry offers excellent health insurance and 401k benefits, as well as an employee purchase discount with daily production bonus opportunities. You can apply in person at 2212 Airport Boulevard in Alexander City or call 256-234-7900.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burt, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz. Couple segments left on today's show. We'd love to hear from you. You can call us 256-234-6221, or you can comment away here on Facebook Live. This past weekend, Auburn, actually it was Friday afternoon, I believe, David, that Auburn received word that Peyton Marshall, one of the three commitments in the 24 class for Auburn in basketball, had decommitted. 7-footer, 300 pounds, out of Georgia, number 13 center in the country, according to 24/7, one of the top 80 players in the country overall, decommits. Again, no cut on the kid. Auburn was ranked third in the nation with the three, with Pettiford and Philon to go along with Marshall. Marshall drops off. We drop to 4. So that tells you how highly ranked Pettiford and Philon are. And look, when you see this kind of stuff go down, you go, well, what happened? Well, Wes Flanagan was a major recruiter of Marshall to Auburn. So he's not there any longer. But plus, you know, there is some word on the street that Auburn is definitely in contention for a guy that could possibly push his class to number 1. Yeah. And that's Flory Badunga. Out of Indiana. Right now, a lot of the sites have him maybe leaning toward Cincinnati, but nobody knows for sure. And if you look at Flory Badunga, 6'9", 6'10", depending on which one you look at, very athletic, number 1 center in the country. And he looks at what Walker Kessler's doing right now in the NBA, and he looks at what Jabari Smith and some of these. Again, this is no different than other programs that are developing players, and no cut on Cincinnati, because Cincinnati's had a heck of a program for a long time. But if you look at where Auburn is right now and the players that are going in the draft and how high, Flory Badunga, if he chooses to go the college route, would be a phenomenal fit. And you add him in there with Pettiford and LeBaron Philon, they're the number 1 class in the country.
And that's never happened before at Auburn.
No. Are you kidding?
Not even close.
No. I don't know that we could take a combined top players
for 10 years.
10 years and put it together and have the number 1 class. So, but you look at it from a standpoint, you don't ever want to lose. But in basketball, it's such a fluid situation, and you don't have very many spaces to fill from one year to the next. Like this year, you only have Aiden Holloway coming in. Now, I know Auburn just added Denver Jones, which will count toward the class, but that's a transfer guy. I only got 1 high school guy coming in. Yeah. So you're looking at 3 high school guys coming in the 24 class, and all 3 at the top as far as any recruiting service that you look at. So I know there's nothing for certain right now. I mean, there's still Purdue and Cincinnati and Auburn and I believe Arizona State and several other in buying for his services. But daggum, man, when you're getting mentioned in the breath and in one of your top school, or Flory Badunga pretty much says, Auburn's one of his top schools, you're in the hunt. Yeah. And that's all you can be at this point. So, hopefully Again, wish nothing but the best to Peyton Marshall wherever he ends up going. He's going to end up somewhere good, but maybe Auburn can get maybe he can garner the services of Badunga, man. That'd be huge. Another potential transfer portal guy to come in next year could possibly be Matthew Cleveland from Florida State, who entered the portal. He's a 6'7" shooting guard, tremendous player. He may be sitting there going, well, why would he want to come to Auburn with, Denver Jones just committing, and, you got Trey Donaldson, and then the potential of the other guys coming back, and you got Aiden Holloway coming in and all this kind of stuff. Well, I mean, at the end of the day, you go where you feel like you got a chance to win and compete. And Florida State didn't have that good a year this past year. You see that happen a lot, David, now, and he knows what Auburn's got. And if Auburn were to land him, you're talking about a bigger backcourt now. I mean, you got Denver Jones sitting there at 6'5", 6'6", and then you'd add him at 6'7", and then you would have obviously Trey Donaldson and then Aiden Holloway coming in maybe at the point. Good Lord.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden this James and Terry and all everybody that talked about the small guards, they can't talk about them anymore.
No.
If all that comes to fruition.
Yeah. Here's another thing for me, Brett, and just from a coaching standpoint, the longer you have guys on campus, the better it is, the easier it is to coach those guys. I love the fact that if we get Badunga, we get those 3 high school guys next year, I think they'll stay a while.
You know.
And Butch can.
Badunga may be a one.
Bruce can.
He may be.
He may be. Yeah, he may if he's number one center.
He may be.
But you get.
But
that,
you get them for as long as you can get them.
And that's that's the beauty of getting those top rated guys. You know what you're getting.
Hey, look, and I don't hate to say it, but this is part of it. Guess where Auburn's going to start the 24 season? The Maui Invitational. That's that team they'd be taking out there.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to have Aiden Holloway back. You would think, I don't think he's a one and done. I may be wrong. But Aiden Holloway would be back. Potentially Janai Broom back. Then you got, if you had him, Flory Badunga, LeBaron Philon, and Pettiford, Tahad Pettiford. Good Lord, man. So you don't think those players see that when that comes out? It's like, oh, man, look, Auburn's going to the Maui Invitational. I mean, talking about showcase, talking about playing against the best teams or being on one of the best teams. I mean,
I'm getting excited about booking my tickets.
Let's go, man. I'm telling you, it's time to roll. Hey, I'm excited, too. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
Hey, you'll blink and it'll be.
I know.
I mean, seriously.
I know.
So better be putting them pennies back. Going to the coin machine, getting those rolls.
Save.
I'd take a lot of those, especially with inflation.
Yep. That's right.
That's going to be up against our last break of the program. Stay tuned. One more final segment right after this.
Hey, I'm Jeff Burt, General Manager here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston, where it's Ram Truck Month. Save up to $12,176 off Ram 1500 Crew Cab Bighorn. That's a savings of 20%. Or select 1.9% interest for 72 months and save over $13,500 in interest. So come see us for all these deals and more here at Greenway Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram in Anniston.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
76% of nurses say they went into the profession because they wanted to help patients. No matter the reason you decided to become a nurse, you have all the tools needed to advance your degree at Jacksonville State University. Our Master's in Nursing program is now offered fully online and can be completed in less than 2 years. You can customize a flexible course schedule so you can receive your advanced education degree all while working on the front line. JSU Nursing, your opportunity to advance your career and serve your community.
At C&T Electric, our clients are our priority. For the safety and security of your family and home, our technicians are professionally trained, drug tested, background checked, and wear uniforms with name tags. We're proud to have served the Elk City, Dadeville, and Lake Martin areas for the past 10 years. Give us a call at 256-234-0007 for all your electrical service and repair needs, or visit us on the web at www.cntelectricllc.com and spell out the word "and."
Something big is coming. Something so big, it'll change the world of chicken sandwiches. Zaxby's new signature sandwich with Zax sauce or new spicy Zax sauce. Because the chicken sandwich war ain't over yet. The new signature sandwich. All the other little sandwiches can run along. We'll take it from here.
OGS Tournaments. Russell Marine and State Farm agent Aaron Warren present Crank for Bank 2023, April 1st through July 4th. Win over $1.5 million in cash and prizes. Over 200 tag bass and 50 tag crappie are waiting on you. All ages are welcome. Fish from the dock, boat, or shores of Lake Martin. Get registered now online at crankforbank.com for only $110 for 13 weeks of fishing. It's Crank for Bank 2023.
Russell Do-It Center and building supply stores have the tools and materials to get the job done right, whether you're a professional contractor or just a weekend do-it-yourselfer. With everyday customer conveniences like a drive-through lumberyard, price match promise, and our best rewards program, each of our 9 locations offer top brands and building materials like lumber, hardware, tools, paint, lawn and garden, and much more. Visit today and see what Russell Do-It Center and Building Supply can help you build tomorrow.
Bugs Island is your boating headquarters. Are you ready to hit the water and go boating this summer? Bugs Island has all kinds of boats, with one sure to fit exactly what you want. Fishing boats, sport boats, pontoon boats, and all with low monthly payments. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Bugs Island Service Department experts are also here for you to keep your boat in top running condition. Call 1-800-I'm-READY. Don't be left standing on the bank this summer. Visit online at bugsisland.com and don't buy a boat till you get a Bucks quote.
Tails are wagging and pets are bragging about Zoom to Groom. Columbus, Phoenix City, and Smith Station. Zoom to Groom comes to you. It's mobile pet grooming from the comfort of your driveway. Schedule your appointment now online at zoomtogroom.net or by phone at 334-740-9909.
Here comes Sun, Sun's Automotive, the name synonymous with trust and big savings. And right now, get a new 2023 Kia K5 for as low as $399 per month. That's right, $399 per month. Rain or shine, you can buy online anytime at Sun's Automotive. Family owned, family driven.
Welcome back, everyone, to the Auburn Blitz final segment here on the show. Again, want to thank everybody for joining us every day. And, again, we'll be back with you tomorrow, same time. David, closing it out here on the Auburn Blitz. Auburn immediately went to work in the portal as far as offering the coaching staff. Emmanuel Pregnan from Wyoming, big guard, 6'6", 318-pound sophomore entering. He's one of the more, I guess, highly touted portal guys out there. Already receiving offers from UCLA, Arizona, Purdue, Minnesota, Kentucky, Colorado, Ole Miss, Arizona State, and a boatload more. So tells you a little bit about him. He redshirted his first year at Wyoming, became a starter this past year, graded out as the number 3 guard in the Mountain West. So, he's a guy that, if Auburn could bring him in, you would add him to Dylan Wade and Gunnar Britton and Avery Jones, who Auburn was able to pick up in that first window. You can tell the offensive line's a priority, but immediately Hugh Freeze goes in and offers a Pregnan.
That'd be nice. And, of course, I'd never heard of him before. Of course, Wyoming, we don't give up Wyoming. But if he's one of the top guards in the country, he's going to get a lot of offers. There again, Andy and I.
6'6", 318 pounds.
Yeah, big boy. Andy and I said this all the time, and we talked about how COVID, really hurt us in recruiting, because at Auburn, if you get a kid on campus at Auburn and he sees that family atmosphere, now he sees that new facility. Man, so if we can get that kid from Wyoming to Auburn, Alabama, and get him on campus, we'll have a good shot.
Leaving the program, Tavares Dawson goes back in the, he's already in the portal, came back, now he's back in it again. Tavares Dawson, wide receiver, and of course joins Jeffrey Embaugh as the two that have entered the portal so far in this new window. Look, I think at some point in time, and we talked about this ad nauseum on Saturday, you got to make a decision when you want to let a ship sail and when you don't. This bouncing back, I think for Tavares Dawson, it'd be best for him to move on. I mean, you already done this once, and you come back. Steve Sarkisian and Luke talked about it on the show with me Saturday over the phone. And he's like, Sarkisian's kind of taking a hardliner approach, and he said, look, this doesn't apply to every player on the roster, and he's probably right. But he basically sent a message to the players, said, you get in the portal, you out, man. You gone from here.
Stay or go.
You go. I mean, yeah, and so you better know what you're doing because there's no guarantee somebody's going to come in and swoop you up and give you a scholarship offer. You're giving up your scholarship. And then we went into a long discussion about how we've allowed that to kind of be kicked to the curb. And that's just something that's minuscule. I mean, you're getting your college education paid for. That's been pushed under the rug or swept under the rug because now all these top players want to know is how much you're going to give me and all this kind of stuff. So, and all the amenities that go with it. But you know what? There's a boatload of players in the portal out there that don't ever get picked up. And they just hovering around out there. And they made a bad decision.
A bunch of them. And, Brett, do you believe this? Do you believe that we're at the point now with some players that NIL money has taken precedent over playing time?
Hey, well, let's see what happens. I mean, I don't think that you'll see Manning go in the portal, but basically after the spring game in Texas, I mean, they came out and said Quinn Ewers just reaffirmed he's our guy, man.
He's the guy. Yeah.
So what's Arch Manning going to do? I mean, there's no point. I mean, there's not been more hype about a kid coming out of high school more than Arch Manning, right?
That's right. That's correct.
All right. Do you think he went there to sit on the bench?
No.
All right. So let's look at Georgia for a second. I know what we talked about is watch Georgia. Georgia's spring game's over now. Well, of course, high praise from the coaches on Brock Vandagriff and, this is a tight race. And it's going, well, of course it is, because they're not going to come out and name anybody. Although Carson Beck was the backup last year, I think Carson Beck didn't do anything to push himself down. So why would he not be the number one guy still? So you still got, Brock Vandagriff and another guy sitting there who's
all
also
5 stars.
All of them 5 stars. Brock Vandagriff's got to make a decision on what he wants to do. Mm-hmm. And so I know there'll be some talking going on. He may not get in the portal, and he may ride this thing out and stay with Georgia. But there's a lot of fluid stuff going on with all these teams and these players, and they got a small amount of time to try to get something figured out.
Well, what you said to me before we came on, Georgia's saying that to keep him on campus.
Well, of course they are. I mean, that's strategy.
Yeah.
I mean, they're sitting there telling him, like, why would you be looking to go anywhere else?
Right.
I mean, you're right here in the thick of this race.
That's
When
right.
They probably already know
that's right.
who, but you're not going to say that.
No.
And, of course, if you're playing the game, if you're Georgia's coaching staff, you're doing exactly what you need to do.
That's right.
I mean, that's how this thing is.
But would Brock and his family see through that and say, I know what they're saying to me, but here's what I think.
Right. And so, you only have these 15 days to get in the pool. Once you're in there.
Yeah.
And that can carry on to however long.
What day are we on right now? When did it open?
Well, it opened up on the 15th. So what is this, day 30?
This is the
15th, 16th, 17th? Yeah.
Okay.
This is day 3. So, I mean, you're
12
looking
days.
Yeah, I mean, but Auburn looking at this offensive lineman, some other recruits we didn't get a chance to get to, we'll get to tomorrow in the discussion, plus a lot more. Again, thoughts and prayers out there to the community of Dadeville again, and Sports Blitz stands behind you 110%. For David, I'm Brett saying we've enjoyed it. We'll be happy to see you tomorrow.